Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of our positivity series right here on Just for Your Ears podcast. In today's episode, we bring you a heartwarming story about how a simple act of kindness can brighten up not just one person's day but an entire community. Imagine transforming an everyday bus ride into something much more meaningful just by being friendly. This is the story of how one man's cheerful attitude changed a bus full of strangers and made a lasting impact. Today's story is titled A Leader in Friendliness. Let's, let's dive right into it. I have been taking the same bus to school for years now. For the longest time, it was always the same, everyone kept to themselves. You would sit down, plug in your earphones, stare out of the window, and ignore everyone else. It was like an unspoken rule no one talked. Not to each other, not to the bus driver, nothing. Then, about a year ago, this elderly man got onto the bus at my stop. Right away, he stood out because, unlike the rest of us, he didn't just get on and sit down quietly. No, the moment he stepped onto the bus, he looked at the driver and said, "Good morning," loudly. I remember the way people looked up, annoyed, like they couldn't believe someone was actually talking. And the driver? He just grunted, didn't say a word back. But this old man wasn't discouraged. The next day, he got onto the bus and did the same thing. "Good morning," he said cheerfully, and once again the driver barely acknowledged him, just another grunt. This went on for days. But on the fifth day, something changed. The driver, who had been nothing but a grumpy, silent guy this whole time, finally gave in. When the old man said, "Good morning," that day, the driver actually responded. He said, "Good morning" back with a bit of smile. And then the old man said, "My name is Benny. What's yours?" Now this was huge. None of us had ever heard the driver say more than a few words. But that day the driver answered, "I'm Ralph," he said. And just like that, something shifted. From that day on, every time Benny got onto the bus, he said good morning to Ralph, and Ralph would say good morning right back. But it didn't stop there. After a while, Benny started greeting all of us onto the bus. "Good morning, everyone," he would say with the same energy, and little by little, people started responding. It wasn't long before the whole bus was filled with good mornings from Ralph, from Benny, from the rest of us. People started chatting too. Strangers who had never said a word to each other were suddenly talking about their day, sharing stories and smiling. It was like Benny had brought the whole bus to life. But then one day Benny wasn't there. He didn't get onto the bus at his usual stop. A week passed and still no Benny. The bus got quiet again. People started asking, "Where is Benny?" Someone even suggested he might have moved to another town, though no one knew for sure. Without Benny, things started slipping back to the way they were. The silence returned and the bus rides felt heavy again. It was like Benny had been the glue holding the friendliness together, and without him, everything just fell apart. That's when I decided I had to do something. So last week I stood up and said, "Good morning" to Ralph, just like Benny used to do. Ralph smiled and said it back. I didn't stop there. I said good morning to everyone on the bus, and before I knew it, people were cheering up again. They started talking, smiling, and that friendly feeling Benny had brought us came back. I realized something then. Benny wasn't just some cheerful guy who liked to say good morning. He was a leader. He showed us how to connect, how to be kind to each other, how to make a difference with just a smile and a greeting. When he disappeared, I knew I had to step up and continue what he started. And now it feels like I'm the leader in friendliness. I hope Benny comes back one day so he can see how much he changed us. But even if he doesn't, I will keep saying good morning every day because now I know it's not about who says it, it's about keeping that kindness alive. That was such a beautiful reminder that leadership isn't just about titles or authority. Sometimes it's the people who spread kindness, even in the smallest ways, who lead the most. We hope this story inspires you to be that leader in your own way. And remember, a simple good morning can go a long way. The key takeaway from this story, we learn that true leadership isn't defined by titles, authority, or positions. Benny wasn't a boss or an official leader, but through his warmth and consistent kindness, he became someone the people naturally followed. His simple good morning created a ripple effect of connection and positivity that transformed a group of strangers into a community. The essence of leadership lies in inspiring others through your actions and attitude. Benny led by example. He didn't wait for others to follow first. He made the first move, showing us that anyone can lead by creating a positive impact. This story is a powerful reminder to become the kind of leader that people would follow voluntarily, even if you had no title or position. It's not about power, it's about influence, and that comes from the heart. So, whether it's through kindness, a smile, or a simple greeting, remember that you have the ability to lead in your own way and inspire others to do the same. As we sign off, I encourage you to think about how you can be a leader in your own circles. Remember, it's not always about big gestures, it's the small, consistent actions that leave a lasting impact. Become the kind of leader people would follow voluntarily, even without a title or a position. Thank you for joining us on this uplifting journey today. We hope this story leaves you with a smile and a renewed sense of purpose to spread kindness wherever you go. Stay tuned for more heartwarming and inspiring stories in the next episode of our Positivity series. Until then, keep shining your light, keep smiling, and be friendly. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye.